In this episode of Alien Agenda, Colonel Gene explores an extraordinary deathbed statement from Lockheed Martin scientist Boyd Bushman, who claimed first-hand knowledge of UFOs, alien species, and advanced anti-gravity technology at Area 51. Colonel Gene then shifts to India, examining ancient temples with mysterious engineering far beyond their time and Sanskrit texts describing nuclear-like blasts thousands of years ago, along with evidence of radiation-infused sand. From Mars' strange isotopes to UFOs over nuclear sites, this episode connects clues from across the globe, suggesting we may not be alone. Here's Colonel Gene.
Hi folks, it's Colonel Gene again with Alien Agenda. Today, we will look at a deathbed statement from a scientist that worked for Lockheed Martin at Area 51, as well as two bizarre pieces of information from India. What is so impressive is the variety of data that seems to point to the existence of other intelligent life in our universe. This information comes from all over the world. Let's get started. Deathbed statements are generally considered to be one of the most truthful types of statements from humans. After all, at this point in a person's life, they have nothing to lose. By telling the truth and divulging the most closely held secrets. In fact, deathbed statements are admissible in court. The legal term for these statements is dying declarations, and they are an exception to the hearsay rule. A senior scientist, Boyd Bushman, who worked for Lockheed Martin and had access to Area 51, provided a dying declaration just before his death on August the 7th, 2014. In this statement, he revealed that he had top secret clearance and that he believed many of the secrets hidden in Area 51 should have been made public. He decided to reveal what he saw himself and claimed what he reported was first-hand information. He said that at Area 51, there were numerous spacecraft, including from the most famous crash in Roswell in 1947. He also claimed he saw several types of aliens and even claimed that he had access and interaction to a few that had survived crashes. Bushman said scientists were attempting to reverse engineer the spacecraft that numerous scientists had lost their life in this effort. The thrust of their work was to understand the anti-gravity propulsion system used by ancient alien spacecraft. Bushman said the craft were composed of germanium, palladium, and an unknown metal that helped create this anti-gravity effect. He showed what he claimed were photos of some of the spacecraft and the aliens, but these photographs have disappeared. Bushman also talked about the aliens and said he was aware of at least two different species that were at Area 51. Most of them were no longer living, but he described them as between 4 and 4.5 feet tall, with large heads and black eyes, which of course is very familiar, I'm sure, to most of us. He claimed that they only had 3 ribs, however, not like humans that have 6 ribs. Bushman claimed some of the aliens were as old as 230 years, and that they communicated telepathically. He said their home planet was called Quintonia, which is 68,000 light years from Earth. Thus, at the speed of light, the trip from Quintonia to Earth would take 68,000 years at 186,000 miles per second, which is the speed of light. However, these aliens claimed that they could make the journey in just 45 minutes with their anti-gravity propulsion system. This is the first time that I have found such claims from a deathbed statement. To the best of my knowledge, however, there is no other physical proof to substantiate Bushman's claims. Now let's jump to the other side of the world, to India. The first bit of information is found in an ancient temple called Happy Verpesca. What has been discovered is that the mortar used to build this structure is 20 times stronger than the concrete we use today. In addition, the designs of structures in that area where this temple is located are very resistant to the damage from earthquakes. The design and engineering is unknown anywhere else and begs the question, where did the knowledge come from to develop this mortar and engineer such structures? Like so many other buildings, we have no idea how or who had a hand in helping to build them. It is obvious that the technology and knowledge that was necessary was way beyond what we believe existed at the time on Earth. Our next discovery is also in India, but dates back some 8,000 years. In a Sanskrit epic called Mahabharata, it describes a parallel to what we know happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. An enormous blast, quote, more brilliant than 1,000 suns, end quote. The story in this ancient Indian writing appears to be an accurate description of modern-day atomic explosions. The account from the Mahabharata said people who survived this blast lost their hair and their fingernails in a short time after the blast. In northwest India, layers of radioactive cinder was discovered in an area called Mahajadej. This radiation was proof that a nuclear detonation took place in that area. Numerous skeletons were uncovered that showed an unexpected and violent death. They also found sand that was fused into glass by an extreme heat. This area has been known as far as 2,500 years ago and was rediscovered in 1920, over a decade before the first nuclear detonation in 1945. The obvious question is, how would humans in India 8,000 years ago have had the knowledge to produce a nuclear explosion? It took our best scientists 3 years with ultimate resources to develop the first atomic bomb in 1945. In addition to this is the finding from our satellites that in 2 locations on Mars, we have discovered an isotope of uranium number 129, which does not normally occur in nature and is produced by a nuclear detonation. It is believed there were 2 huge explosions on Mars about 100,000 years ago. It is clear some other intelligent beings have developed nuclear weapons. Another interesting fact is that the majority of reported UFO sightings on Earth are over nuclear weapons or nuclear plant. Why? The more we look, the more evidence is discovered that indicates we are not alone. I hope you have found these incidents of interest. Till next time, this is Colonel Gene, signing off from Planet Earth.
Gene P. Abel is an inspiring powerhouse of innovation and storytelling. A distinguished retired Army colonel, he has helped shape great advancements in nuclear security, financial systems, and education. Today, he fuels his passion for creativity as a celebrated author of thrilling speculative fiction and thought-provoking historical tale. Dive into Gene's extraordinary literary universe on his website, where science fiction meets history in unforgettable adventures. Explore standout titles like What If Anything Is Out There?, The Inn of Destiny, and Our World Without Hitler. Visit GenePAbelBooks.com and be inspired.